KQ Show. Welcome, everybody, to the KQ Show, Episode 7 Instructional Guide for your listening pleasure. For those new to the show, hi, I'm Kyle. I'm just like everyone else. I wake up, chug a red lava lamp, and start my day. As a young lad, I had what my parents would call the gift of gab. I love conversations, and I love learning from people. But most importantly, I love to have fun. I surround myself with positive and creative people that have helped structure who I am today. And now I just want to tell their stories. I'll be chatting with business owners, athletes, comedians, and even prison rock polishers. Today's episode brings us Talkin' D Fresh. I chat with my friend of over 25 years, Doug Merrill. He fought through a cold with a little bit of help from a lot of bit of whiskey. And I tell you, when we get together, it goes sideways fast. We discuss his experience in the restaurant industry, sports, and mental health. We also debate the leaning crumplers versus the squatting folders. And then finally, a surprise guest appearance by my father. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, and I hope you feel the same. Enjoy the show. KQ Show. Welcome, everyone, to the most anticipated episode of the KQ Show, Episode 7. We're here live with my buddy. He's got over 20 years in the restaurant biz. He once spilled a cup of hot soup on Regis Philbin's crotch. He's a River City basketball champion. He's one of the funniest humans alive and the most requested guest, Mr. Douglas Merrill.
Well, thank you. That's quite the introduction, Kyle. That's a lot to live up to.
It is.
Yeah.
But no, I know you didn't really spill soup on Regis's lap, but you did. You said you serve Regis. So,
I did.
So walk me through your journey with serving Regis, because that's an awesome story.
So I got in a restaurant biz, first job ever, Coveleski Stadium. You know, we're hanging out there working in the fun zone, selling tickets. But anyway,
I remember we'd go there and you used to hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but you did work at the fun. And didn't you? You were at the pit with the pitching machine.
Yes.
Nice. I probably couldn't hit 40.
You could.
I feel like
on your best Tuesday.
Well, see, Tuesdays are rough for me because of the herbs, but
I remember that. No, but so I get to Tippecanoe Place, roughly 18 years old, 19 years old. So I wasn't quite a server assistant. So you essentially, the server stays at the table.
I got
Me being a teenager, we work in the basement. We get all the dishes together, then we take them right to the server, who then delivers the food to the guest. It was Regis Philbin, went to Notre Dame, happened to be at the table. So I come up there, teenager, deliver the food to the table and serve to the tray jack, and the server then delivers the food. And Regis, for no reason, took interest in me. So I'm starting to walk away, and Regis, who's this young man here?
That's a great Regis impersonation, man. That's awesome.
And I turn around there, I'm like, me? 18, 19 years old. He's like, yeah, who are you, son? I'm like, I'm Doug. I don't know. I'm Doug. Well, I'm Regis Philbin. Nice to meet you. And obviously, I know him. But yeah, so I wasn't technically his server, but it was as a handshake and a greet to Regis Philbin as a teenager.
Nice.
In my first serving job.
Nice. Well, so obviously, I've known you, man. We've been friends since, I don't know, over 25 years. Mm-hmm. It's been an ungodly long time. You've been taken on the South Bend area because when you started your restaurant career, there might be 6 restaurants in downtown South Bend. What got you into it? And I know what makes you successful. Just for the people listening, what got you in there, and what made you successful, and what makes you keep going with it?
Okay, so
we're jumping right into it, buddy. We're jumping right into it.
We can do this. Yeah. So starting with what got me into it. Just talked about a little bit Tippecanoe Place and Coveleski Stadium. That was a taste of it, though. I was a server assistant, a peon, if you will, at Tippecanoe Place. But I wanted to then, go further with it, I guess. It was fun, intriguing, teenager. So I went, the next stop was Heartland existed.
Ooh,
listeners are age.
I remember you snuck us in the basement there.
Yeah. So I was, there's a restaurant attached to the front side of the building at that day, Chicago Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And I moved from Tippecanoe Place, that was part-time, to then Chicago Steakhouse, full-time, and I actually was a busser, like a full-on just busser guy. Loved it. It gave me my
You made pretty good coin there, too, right?
Oh, absolutely, I did. I had a really nice hourly and tip out. That was a really nice weekly tip out, and It was a really good job at his time. The whole nine. But I worked there as a busser, and then the whole guests like to talk to me as a busser, like for no reason. Just what's he doing? So I eventually was pined. I want to be a server. I want to be a server. I want to be a server.
Yeah.
It was green, if you will, wet behind the ears. Eventually, they gave me the shot, became a server, and the passion was there. I like people. I like talking to people. I like taking care of their needs. It makes me feel good. It's a sense of an accomplishment. So if you fast forward 20 years later, which we will, that's the beginning though. Club Heartland, and I have Heartland stories.
And I remember you because you were it was Chicago second thing, and you go, hey man, we could sneak you in. And at this time it was like we literally went into one. I didn't even know that existed, man. It was like a weird I don't even know. Like we dumped down,
boiler room underneath.
Yeah, we're scooting across into the bar. That was pretty fun.
So I could touch on that a little bit. So I won't even go. Well, I could talk for hours on just Club Heartland fever stories.
The good thing is that we have hours.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But yeah, we'd sneak in there 20 years. This is not 19, 20 years old. Excise is a thing now. Excise police, they bust you. You have to liquor license, the whole nine. That still existed then, but it was much more lenient. And 19, 20 years old, hanging out Heartland.
So what was when you because again, for people that Heartland was. It was pretty much a club. It was a very dancing-oriented club. So what's the craziest story that you remember from Heartland?
I have one, and you're involved.
Oh,
and actually, I didn't even bring this up to you at all. And I thought about this 2 weeks ago. And I was like, I'm not even going to pre-warn them.
Yes.
Pre-warn, double warn.
I'm a little nervous, but...
So do you remember going Halloween time? I went, so I worked that night in the restaurant. And again, I was allowed to go to the club. I was able to sneak my friends in as 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And paid dollar drinks because employees, it was dangerous.
I remember I never had a bill. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was dangerous. Like, give me $5, I'll get you 10 drinks. So me and you, I think it was Fun Effects or something, but we're going to get costumes for whatever party. I get the Spider-Man costume. I am 6'2". I am 6'2". The last Spider-Man costume was meant for somebody 5'8".
It was a child's large. It was 5'7", bro.
And max. And so I'm like, Kyle is there. Oh, try it on. Let's try it on. Doug, try it on. I try it on. I step out of the damn dressing room at Fun Effects, wherever the hell we were, the big one, Grape Road, and it's so tight. Like I'm not.
The outline of everything was on display.
David Bowie and
the lady that worked there goes, oh.
Labyrinth.
She just made a noise.
It was David Bowie in Labyrinth.
It was very descriptive.
So I bought that costume. and it goes to Heartland for Halloween. And it's so revealing that I have to I buy a tube socket. Because I'm not saying this is going left, but whatever.
No, I get it. Like your outline of your dick was, I saw it.
So I put socks in there, also Halloween costume.
What are you trying to make it down to your knee?
It was. It was. I put a roll of socks down to my knee, and now I'm thinking I'm going to join the costume contest anyway and win that way, But my manager sees me. She's walking through the club. I just got off work. I punched out, put on my costume in the dressing room. I slammed several shots of J&B Scotch whiskey bottom shelf and go up there with my stuffed sock in my... and she halts. So she sees me. We meet within 2 feet of each other, and she goes, Doug, that's not you, is it? Like, my socks? I say, absolutely. But the night ended with me in my car. I had an old Monte Carlo. If you could capture the scene. My old Monte Carlo parked right out front.
120,000 horsepower.
Yep. And I had a footprint on that Spider-Man costume. I had a footprint on my back. I was missing a glove, and my mask was torn in half.
What happened? Who kicked you in the back, though? You don't remember
I
that?
assume Green Goblin. I don't know. But I
assume Green Goblin. You don't remember why you got a big footprint in your back? You just woke up the next morning.
They locked me in the office because, I was being.
You were clocked out.
Yeah, I was spinning webs, if you will.
I think Green Goblin. What did you?
Like, when did I know?
Yeah. When did you know that's like kind of your fucking niche?
Well, Well, it was never like it was never a light bulb moment, and not lightning. It was more so. I started as a teenager in field bike back to Kovaleski, just dealing with people and massive amounts of people constantly. You naturally transit. Well, I wasn't natural, but I naturally transitioned to a restaurant, busser, blah blah. But when I knew it, Ollie was became a server at Chicago Steakhouse, the Heartland attachment.
Gotcha, yeah.
And when I really, really clicked that I'm a server guy, was my grandma and my aunt came in to eat. And I was like, I waited on several guests before then. That was like the prize, if you will, to wait on my grandma and aunt. And it was really awesome. And the gratitude expressed from my grandma to me, it really was like, man, I really, really like taking care of people. And not even just because it's my family, but that was a moment. With that said, she was one of the worst people I ever waited on in my life. You've met my grandma, Kyle.
I love your grandma, but tell me how so.
She's ornery, man. So that was my first bad guest, was my grandma. So then I'm like, if I can supersede my grandma's cantankerous, angry, short self, then
good
I'm
word
good.
usage, cantankerous.
Yeah,
I couldn't spell that all. Good word usage. Sorry.
It's close to canker sore.
He went to Adams, so you said that. Sorry for interrupting you, but that's hashtag Adams.
I did win a spelling bee in 6th grade.
That's not bad. Well, you were 25 at the time?
30. Close. But no. So honestly, it really did come down to my grandma and my aunt, and like really coming to see me young and like he's so grown up, teenager. Like, but it's just naturally progression, man. Like serving for me, and looking back, like there's so many levels to it. But it's ultimately about. It's an art form, truly, but it's about selling an experience. And then once upon a time in the service industry, I've been at it long enough. It was a yes man thing. You worked for this entity, company, whatever, and you needed them more than they needed you. But I have such a resume built, if you will, in the industry that I know I can take that anywhere, and like people want me on their team.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, I don't want to jump right into it, but I do want to jump right into it. Tell me the absolute worst customer experience, or I don't know whatever you call it, clients and or patrons. Give me the worst experience.
I don't even have to go that far back.
I'm excited.
So I worked at LaSalle Grill. I work at Rose Lily. Little plug there right now. We're moving to a new location, 28th, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so LaSalle Grill. I worked at LaSalle Grill for 2 years. You wait on elite clientele, if you will. Fine dining. Been in the industry for 30 years. Old guy is a table of 7. They've been out golfing all day. Like I gotcha. And he was like red from all the booze and like sunburn, like 70 years old. But no, so I'm waiting on him. I give him a menu, like, what would you like, sir? The whole table. The 6 others were polite, this and that. And he starts ordering not off the menu, just mentioning what he wants.
Just what he wants in life.
Like, so we had barramundi, which is a nice whitefish. He wanted salmon. Like, give me salmon. I'm like, sir, we don't have salmon. But however, the menu's right in front of you that I handed you. I put it in your hand. And he's like, I don't look at menus, dickhead. He
called you a dickhead. Oh.
So, maybe not the worst experience of my life, but I had to like internalize that and suck that up, and I walk away from the table, tell my GM, tells him, no cussing at servers, this and that. But no, the guy literally saw me as like second-class citizen. That doesn't bug me so much because I've earned a fair living doing what I do. But like, it was.
At the end of the day, did they tip well?
Oh, absolutely, because it was 7 people. And 6 around him.
Is a percentage gratuity or automatic?
No, they tipped.
So they did tip well. So he was a dick, but he tipped well.
They had one tab. He wasn't a factor, and he actually came up and apologized to the manager that I'm sorry for calling your server or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've had other experiences, but that was really recent in my mind, and it didn't hurt. It's whatever. But
I got you. Because first, you're a very patient person. I mean, you're one of the most patient people. I was at several restaurants and or bars when I seen you just be like, well, I'm going to do whatever I can for you. But I can't do anything else for you.
Yeah, I working at Livery, so it's another restaurant. I worked at.
Is that how you pronounce it, man? Because I thought is it Livery?
Livery.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
So
I
now
kept
it's
saying, hey, we're over here at the Livery.
So Livery is another term for an old horse stable, like a livery.
Whore or horse?
Horses.
Okay, my bad.
Some of them look
that
alike.
bitch is livery.
Some of them look alike.
Yeah, she out there in that livery stable.
Out there. Leroy Jenkins. I don't know. No, but so Livery is a restaurant group, Cunningham Restaurant Group. Started some years ago. There's like 40 plus restaurants in Indianapolis, mostly Indianapolis area, blah, blah. But Livery, another bad experience. Chipotle is across the street. We're a Latin fusion restaurant, but upscale casual. Chipotle's, we sell the same shit, but Chipotle is like the
cheaper and faster.
Yeah. So this family comes in, sits in my section, and Cunningham was so about pleasing the guests, being a yes restaurant.
Yeah.
They let this whole family order Chipotle and sit in my section, and all they did was order a couple beers. They looked at our menu, but again, more expensive.
Yeah.
Damn near the same.
Yeah.
So they were sitting there, looked at our menus in my section, a family of like 8, and weren't price, and they weren't a cheap family. They were a Notre Dame family. Like, if that means anything, that doesn't mean anything. But anyway, they asked if our manager, if they can go get Chipotle. We'll order a couple beers, but can we bring Chipotle?
Oh, they went and got it and
Chipotle came back and said,
okay, you know what? Then I think that did your manager give you any money?
He should have.
Okay, no, because that's not a bad move for the manager. Like, hey, I understand that. Hey, if you're buying a couple beers,
it's it's not bad for business at all.
Well, bad for you tip wise if you just go, hey, thanks, boss. I'm gonna go, beat off into the sour cream for a couple minutes.
It was the ranch. I beat off in the ranch. Ranch.
I don't know what it was, but it had a pineapple spice.
Yeah. No, so Kyle Ranch. It was ranch, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ranch. Craig Zion.
Craig. No, see, now you're forced it. Now I have to say it, Craig Zion. Well, at least we get it out of the way. They don't have to.
Exactly. Not 10 more times, Craig Zion.
All right, so check it out, Doug. So I have Douglas has had his Facebook taken over by a larger, either Somalian or Hispanic gentleman. I don't know how it happened, but all I know on my Facebook is I ask him, I go, hey, Doug, man, is this you? Because in your name, your exact name, and my friends list is this guy who's, I don't know, biracial, Hispanic, very older than you. I'm just saying, the only reason I say it is because you're very pale white man.
Absolutely, Germanic.
And I sent that picture. I go, hey, man, couple of questions. Should I stop inviting this guy to do a podcast? You're like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened. Like, he literally took your name and took over.
How great would it have been if he showed up?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be cool. I mean, I don't know what else to talk to him about.
I bet he gets great interviews. He's Samoan and...
I don't know what happened, man. He just took over your name and just goes, yep, you're all set.
So when that switch happened, I inherited, not that guy, a Reginald Jackson, I believe, from Atlanta. Like Reggie
Jackson stole a lot of bases in the MLB.
This is true.
Probably a different Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know. But no, when that weird takeover happened, I possess a middle-aged black guy's.
Dude, I think because sometimes it links your phone number, but it linked his name.
Yeah,
because I was like, Doug, hey man, a couple questions. I literally, I hit you up.
Oh, yeah,
I guess you don't know I hit you up
on
him.
A lot of people thought I banned him.
He didn't respond back because he's like, I don't know who this guy is and why he's my friend. So he took over your name, and then now he just has your exact, because he's my friend. I didn't friend request this gentleman. What the fuck
I'll tell
happened,
you what,
man?
I don't know. Okay. Actually, I don't even know. Okay, so literally when I saw it happen before my eyes, I was leaving the bar, Madison Oyster Bar. I'm leaving, and I'm logging into my messenger to send somebody a message, and it doesn't register for 6 seconds because I'm a little buzzed, and I'm not recognizing a single name through my contacts. And I'm trying to message like friend, and I'm like, "Where'd you go?" And I'm like, "Wait, I don't know." Samoan Joe, like,
dude, am I right? Yeah.
No, like literally. So like, I'm like, wait, what? And then you think, technically, we're in this generation. We've dealt with phones. Yeah. Try every email, every phone number, the whole nine. No, there's a switcheroo that happened.
They don't stole your name.
And I actually have the name came to me, Russell Peterson. I completely have control of a guy in Atlanta, Georgia, Russell Peterson.
He looks By the way, the guy that took up it looks like a fucking Russell. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying he does not look like a Doug Merrill. Remember I sent you the picture?
Yeah, no, I.
And you're like, no,
do.
man, I don't get on Facebook because of
You know,
that.
it's oddly enough.
So this guy
he looked like my dad.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I was like,
Dad?
you know, like I know you. I was like, Doug, I don't think this is you. That's
really
bananas.
weird, man.
No, but check it out. So here's what I did. I know you're not allowed to be on Facebook if somebody stole your identity.
Yeah.
But so what I did yesterday is I reached out to people and I go, hey, you know, what are some questions that should be debated by me? And keep in mind, none of these people had any idea that it would be you. And I'm so glad at these fucking questions, Doug, that it is you because
I'm ready.
it's so
Boonso's ready. Boonso's ready.
Yes.
I think it was mentioned on the one episode, right?
Yes, yes. Power Ranger, Goldar. Yeah, he Macho Man.
Had
Just
to be
snuck. I bet
Macho
Macho Man made
Man.
$60K real quick.
Dude, first of all, that episode,
Yeah.
I could have been the third guy in the room. Everything you guys talked about, the flute, I'm like,
Yes!
oh, that was anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a third mic eventually, but
You said his name's John Man?
John Man.
John Man? Hello, sir.
John Man. I don't know if I have to do it for everybody's name. We could just start.
Why not?
So check it out. So and of course, the questions came in. So let me go through these things. There is a Justin Hembrick.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to know, Pete and Repeat were on a boat. Pete fell out. Who's left?
Oh, Justin wanted to know that. Peter? I don't know.
No. Pete and Repeat were in a boat. Pete fell out. Who's left?
Man, I just fell for that. Wow. I was really trying to decipher that in my head.
Well.
And it was, wow.
So if
Touche, Justin. What the?
If Pete and Repeat are in a boat and Pete did fall out, then who would be left?
You repeat the question
Right.
over and over.
So if
That's
Pete
what I'm
and
saying.
Pete were in a
We're
boat,
still going. Repeat.
So if Pete and Pete
Yeah.
were in a boat
Yeah.
and Pete fell out,
Repeat.
okay,
And then
I
you
got
say
you.
it
So
again.
but if Pete and Pete
Yeah.
were in a boat and then
Repeat.
Okay,
Fell
so
out. And then
if Pete and Pete were in a boat and then Pete fell out,
You repeat.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Got it.
I'm in there. Well, I got to tell you what, man, this is already beyond fun, and Justin Michael Hembrick was
Absolutely.
he's been rooting for you to be on here. So I'm glad you're on. So what do you have to say to Justin? You know, now that you're here and your shirt's off.
and shorts. You forgot to mention that.
We're doing it's called a nude cast, whatever.
Yes. Whole new meaning. But no, Justin's awesome. You know that,
Yeah.
Kyle. Justin, I feel like me and him have like the not seen him in years, and that shout out he had was epic.
Yeah.
It almost brought a tear to my eye. If I'm being honest, no, it was
That's awesome.
incredible.
That's good, man.
But we're Taurus. Our birthdays are the same week.
Like
You all
Ford?
know- What's that?
I'm
Ford
sorry, what
Taurus.
was
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's a Dodge Neon guy.
I didn't want to call him Taurus, but he knows he is. But
Yes. But no, so Justin's awesome. Like we've always had like a weird, like not weird, like an awesome, like cool bond. But I have a Justin story.
ooh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Years ago,
Let's
he got
hear it.
back from boot camp, living with Wizzy and
The Party House of Terror.
The Party House of Terror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But we all went jogging. Him fresh out of boot camp. Me in a much more athletic stage in my life, a little more light, if you will. Working at Memorial, actually. This is like out of the industry. So I've been an industry guy, talking about service industry, for a short time. I worked with Wizzo at Memorial.
I was there.
Front desk guy. Maybe one of the best and worst ones of all time. However, I was in prime shape, play basketball all the time, working out, actually pumping weights. And Justin, we went on a run. I don't know where the pattern, I don't know where we went, but we ran in that cul-de-sac and around the way, and I kept pace for pace. I don't know if Justin remembers it. I hope he does. But I stayed right with him the whole run. And it wasn't just me and him, though. It was like, I think Wizzy may have been there. I don't know if you were, Kyle, but
No. You're not running miles. No, that was not me. No, I had the kids that week.
maybe Feather.
No, that wasn't it.
Man, Bear ain't running anywhere, is he?
I mean, certain things, you know.
Yeah, but no, Justin's awesome, man. Justin's very driven. Enjoyed the shout out. Justin McHembricht. Love you, buddy. And I hope you're doing well, my friend. was trying to sound like him.
Yeah, it's tough to do. All right, so check it out. So we're gonna keep rolling with these Facebook comments. There's a Patrick Austin of River Park.
Yes.
He wants to know, Doug, hope you remember me. Holla holla. He put quotes around holla holla, but the real question is a hot dog a sandwich?
See, this debate happened. Just a hot dog or hot dog in a bun? Just the hot dog is not a sandwich. It has to be in the bun.
Patrick asked you, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Patrick? Yes. Yes, it is. You know why? You know why?
I don't know. I'd like you to tell me.
Because perception, my friend, is everything.
No, don't you start skewing off 3M girl thoughts. Listen,
Who am I to
don't
say?
Be the hot dog, be the bun. Don't you skew this off.
Yo,
Give me a
Kiro
reason.
Taco Bell.
Give me a reason why it is. Why it is.
I'll tell you why. Man, it's like I want to be. No, because you sandwich. You wrap. It's encompassed in a bread thing. All sandwiches are encompassed in bread, right? All of them.
I'm not telling
all of
you,
them.
no.
They're
I'm not here to say no.
bread wrap thing. So hot dog.
So you're saying meat wrapped in a bread is because you're
99% of the time I would say yes.
So meat wrapped in it. So like gyros, quesadillas, everything else wrapped in bread because bread's also called.
I would say the gyros are Greek sandwiches.
Do you mean bread as in bread, or because I feel like
pita?
So now you're saying all Mediterranean food could be sandwich based. So like a gyro
is a sandwich.
Okay,
it is a sandwich.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not either.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm voting for it. If there's a vote for it, I'm voting for it.
It is. It costs $75 to vote, though, so I haven't yet. I'm still waiting.
I might take that off the shelf then if I have to vote for pita.
So you're saying that a hot dog is a sandwich because give me your definition because why?
Bread is the common denominator. Bread. If it's
but bread is also bread is broken down into wheat wraps into.
So a wrap is not a sandwich. A wrap is not a sandwich. Oh, wow. Is it because it's wrapped 360?
No, because it's still bread. It's still a starch product that's wrapped around meat.
I figured it out. A sandwich is not covered on all four sides.
That's what I want to fucking hear. That's what I want to hear, ladies and gentlemen. A sandwich doesn't have a seal.
Yes,
there's no seal on a sandwich.
That's
all it took.
And let's not bullshit a panini.
What if they don't seal the other side of your sandwich? If they do the half where they
Sange if you're whizzy.
Sanji. But if you put I get it that you could put all the meat into a crevasse, if you will. But I feel like a sandwich is defined as having all seals broken.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's bread on top, bread on bottom.
Yep.
If your tortilla broke and you're like, damn, I got to make this a
sandwich.
You're goddamn right. Listen, I
think it's solved. I think this episode's solved.
I definitely think that it's biased, but I agree with the first. Yeah,
you know what though? That question should be asked every podcast.
I will try my hardest. The biggest problem is that the next question is going to take a lot of our time. There is a Allison Featheroff and Baby of Mishawaka wants to know, do you fellas hover off the toilet or do you lean one way when you wipe your ass?
Wow. There are layers.
I'm a hover. I have to lift
on
up.
Your own toilet?
Yeah, but see, people think it's called stand and lean. Like when I say stand, I'm not standing straight up and mashing poop between my buttocks. Because some people go, "Are you a stander or leaner?" It's not standing. You don't go. You don't poop and then stand straight up. No,
you rock it off.
I do a hover. I do a hover.
Okay. Man,
I'm a hover because I can't. I was a larger shaped human as a child, so I didn't really leaning wasn't an option. Leaning meant you gotta buy yourself a new toilet.
Okay.
So I get up off. I lift.
Nope.
And then I'm back down.
That was descriptive.
I'm back down.
If you guys could have seen what Kyle's...
Listen, everybody knows this is a very big convo. It's a lift. I wipe and I throw.
That is so disturbing.
So are you a leaner or are you a lifter?
I would say... we're talking pooping.
Yeah, wiping your ass. Yeah, so once...
No, okay. I do stand up.
Yeah, There it is. So,
I'm
see,
tall. I'm so tall.
But you wouldn't say stand up.
No.
Because people go, you stand
you're very
straight,
right.
yeah.
It took me a minute to actually think of, okay, yeah, duh. No.
Because you're like, taller than me, and you're taller
I'm just
than
like 6'2.5". I'm not that tall. But
I wonder if it's a taller person thing. Because I get up off the toilet, man. People, there's a
some
leaner.
people have short ligaments, and I don't think they can't extend as much as we do. So they're just right near the toilet anyway.
But a lean. Also, check it out. There's also the backup question is: do you take the toilet paper out and fold it, or do you grab it and ball it?
Fold.
Of course.
Fold.
Like every human.
Look.
Again, if people are listening, like every human should. You take a certain amount, you fold, you wipe, you look at it, you fold it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not Neanderthals.
No, there are crumplers. We call them the leaning crumplers. There are leaning crumplers that just lean. They grab a wad of toilet paper off the roll. They lean, dab, 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 toss it in the toilet.
You know what I call them? Subhuman. Those are mutants.
Dirty pants.
That might even better.
If you're just balling up things, wiping and tossing, you're not even looking.
No, there's no way you can look. Well, I mean, you can look, but would you want to look at that?
But what's
monstrosity?
weirder is that there are people that don't look at their own poop.
Who?
That's what I'm saying. The leaning crumplers. There's people that go like this.
The same. They're one and the same.
No, there's certain people
they
that
throw.
You know,
it just lands on the wall.
I'm not labeling all leaners as crumplers.
Of course not.
I'm also not labeling all crumplers as leaners.
This is a
but
new
there
age
are people. There are people that just lean over. They grab a bunch of toilet paper and just dab their ass and toss it in and walk away.
That's terrifying.
Without looking. That's called a no-look shit.
That's scary. They should be thrown in jail.
Well, we don't
for
want
a
to say
minimum
that
of 6 years. Well, yes, we should.
Unfortunately, 90% of people, they lean and crumple.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. They've been locked away for years.
Thank
Allison,
God.
do you hear this? We're having this conversation right now, and so far,
And it's been going on for minutes.
But I do think, honestly, maybe there's a height thing involved because I was fat. I was fat and short though, and like me leaning on a toilet meant I might have to have my dad buy a new toilet. I'm not gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
I was fat already. I'm not gonna break the toilet. That's the worst day.
Yeah, I've
It's
broken.
like sitting in those yard chairs, like those lawn chairs you see. There's that one chair left. I'm like, I don't want to be the guy that sits in that one. It's either going to sink in the ground or snap. I'm not going to be that guy.
And I'm not even the big fat guy. You know how many chairs I've broken in my life?
See, bingo. So maybe it's a stand. Maybe it's a taller
It's
snake.
It's a proximity thing to
But
the toilet.
for me to grab a handful of toilet paper off of the roll and just toss it in my ass and hope everything's wiped is bananas.
Look, I may not have all the control in the world in my life. Life is life, right? Ups and downs, ebbs and flows. But I'll be damned if I cannot wrap my hand cleanly in toilet paper, encompass it in a tissue gauntlet, and be clean and make sure I see where it's going.
Bingo.
Then what am I doing in life?
Also, a fun fact is that people look at their own shit every day. Because you have to know, how do you know? Like,
You have to know your own product.
Which rolls me into, I don't want to ask this question, but man, does a blind person know when they're done wiping, though?
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Wow. That's a quandary. That blows my mind.
You think they just overwipe? I guarantee you. They're not leaning and
They have
crumpling.
to.
They're not leaning and crumpling.
Unless they just don't care about anything. I'll tell you what, Stevie Wonder wipes till it.
Stevie Wonder can see.
Is
Those
he cheating?
rumors. Have you heard about the rumors?
I have. All of them.
Everybody
all
has.
of them.
Since the 70s. If he's been almost been able to see since the 70s and like...
Shaq had a story, and we're getting left field, but hell, why not?
Listen,
basketball.
There's only two fields.
But Shaq it's on late night television. Shaq said he knew. He says Stevie Wonder is fooling y'all. But no, the reason he said is he got on an elevator with Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder had no caretaker on the elevator with him. No blind stick or whatever. I don't know what they're called.
Hold on, walk me through. So you're saying Stevie Wonder, a smaller gentleman.
Yeah.
Shaq walks in. You could
on the same elevator. They rented in the same condo. High rise. I don't even know. Probably LA.
Yeah.
But Stevie Wonder was already on the elevator. No walk stick. His shades.
Yeah, I got you.
His dreadlocks. Shaq walks on, and doesn't say a word. And you maybe feel the weight of the elevator.
First off, like you ever hear like when you know someone's in the room, Shaq's body's huge, and nobody else. Also, Shaq's probably rubbing his head across the ceiling.
He'll scrape. But Stevie Wonder was like, "Hey Shaq, how you doing?"
Do you think that's just because like displacement of
I think it
of
was.
energy? Like I feel like if that
it has to be.
I have never seen.
He already
that
sucked
big.
in upon walking in the elevator. He already took a quart
Once
of
he
the
walks
oxygen.
in, right away, I feel like he probably like an echolocation. Like he's making clicks. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden, that sounds real bad. No, but you know what I mean? Like
He's
when you know.
Daredevil?
No, when he walks in, like like displacement of value of space, like the air has left.
Yes.
No other human that big takes up that much space.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
You just see him looking at Shaq.
You have the movie Pitch Black?
Yes, dude. That's what I was thinking. I was
Vin
thinking
Diesel
like,
comes in, family's everything.
wrong movie, Vin. Sorry. Let me go change. He comes back as Groot.
The kicker of that story, though, is Shaq getting on. So it goes further. This is what so Stevie Wonder, yes, the displacement of the elevator dropping a few inches, the echolocation. He's Morbius. So they walk out of the elevator at the same time.
Yeah.
And they each get in their individual cars, and Stevie Wonder drives off. Yes.
In a manual. He hops in Paul Walker's.
And that's back in, and then Vin Diesel comes back in and races him.
He's like, hold on.
Over a bridge.
Shaq's going, wait a minute, what's happening here?
Yeah, that's a true story.
All right, so check it out. You ready for this? So,
Absolutely.
So there's I think it's RHETT. I want to say Rehet.
Zeich?
Yeah, Rehet Zeich.
I remember him.
Yeah.
I remember him. Bosnian fellow.
He has a question for you. He would like to know, look, if you have a crumb and it splits in half, do you have two halves of one crumb or two crumbs?
Wow. Okay. And again, I work in this industry. I you would think, as many years I've done it, 20 plus years, I'd be an authority on this one. I think this is a sandwich. I think it's the same thing as a sandwich question. I think it's the size of crumb. Are they crouton-sized crumbs or no? Because those aren't crumbs. No, it's you know what it is. It's still.
Is it two crumbs or one crumb?
It's a crumb. Crummies. I don't. Two crumbs.
Okay.
Two crumbs.
All right, Rhett, you heard it. You heard it here live.
Two. It's definitely two. No,
all right.
That's another tangent. And then with the
we're not even halfway done with the questions. Right. So there's a Cameron. I used to be called Cam Harris. If you were a hot dog and you happen to be starving, would you eat yourself?
I think it goes.
If you're a hot dog.
If you're a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I think that's what he meant to say.
If you're a hot dog, you're starving.
The answer is,
yourself.
Holy cow, absolutely yes.
I'll smother myself in relish.
Speaking of, but I am glad to hear that name.
I met you. You were a young cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were we were probably 13, 14. You're living at the time with your dad.
Yeah.
And you made big changes in your life.
Right. So for talking, like mentioning my dad's household, like
yeah, we're getting serious, Doug.
Yes, we are. But I'm okay with it because it's about growth, and you know that's really what it's about: growth and maturity, and like realizing situations in life, and bringing up my dad's house. Looking back, could be a point of contention, could be great. You know, learning experiences the whole nine. It was a tumultuous time. Like I'm a namesake. My dad's Doug Merrill. I'm Douglas Merrill. So anyway, the third Doug Merrill line. My dad didn't have opportunities with his father, like showing him the way. You know, show him the way. Like,
what do you mean? Walk me through. What do you mean?
He didn't have a positive male role model, and I think it's super, super important. I don't have kids. I may never have kids. Like, you know, I'm not against it, but like I think a positive male role model is like essential for really showing a young man the way. So my father didn't have it, unfortunately. You know, my father did the best he could, Doug Merrill, like, and it wasn't always great for me. He was a damaged human being. I took on some of the traits. I think some of the.
So what do you mean when you say damaged? You mean what do I mean?
Well, he had all sisters growing up, and his father dipped out. Like, sad to say, we mentioned my grandma several times over the podcast, but he left the family at a certain age. My grandpa, I met him twice in my life before he passed away, and it was literally like a handshake and like, you know, my DNA, same name.
So your dad left the family, or you said you met
my
your
grandpa,
Okay,
my
your
grandpa.
did, I got you.
My grandpa. With that said, though, and this isn't that like a knock because I get being like damaged emotionally, mentally. Like I've lived it, superseded. I'm like kind of going into it. But my dad, he had his demons, and he had moved away roughly when I was like 16, 16. He moved to Minnesota. And then I'm not knock on him because he grew maturity and he learn to live with it or cope, not live, cope, and hopefully cope with it. My dad dipped out, so I didn't have, and this is, outside of the closest friends I had in high school, you being one of them.
Yeah.
I'll mention John Jolly, like the Newies and like Victor, the people that really knew my situation. Yeah. My dad disappeared. Like I'm not. This is not a woe is me moment. It's a like learning growth. Mm-hmm. So I didn't, and this is not a knock on my parents. I love my parents. I love my mom. My mom's here. Love, you know. But no, he didn't emancipate me. We didn't get along. I think he saw too much of me and him in some way, and he didn't want me around. Yeah, so I'll never forget it. My grandma came and scooped me up. My
your grandma's an A. First of all, I don't mean to interrupt you, but his grandma's an angel.
Yeah,
she's a
saved my life. She saved my life. Like,
she is, man. She's
saved my life. So like I was about 15 because it was going into Adam's freshman year. I was a freshman when I lived with my grandma. So right past that, my grandma literally came to my dad's house and like knowing what I was going through, and was like, my dad was my legal guardian, and she's like, I'm taking your son. I'm 15, so that was an awkward moment though because I'm not a baby, you know. Like I didn't hate my dad. He didn't hate me.
You're welcoming to it though, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I love my grandma. I'm grandma's boy. The movie, like that is. I feel like I watched that movie. I'm like, man, I'm grandma's boy. Hey, yeah, she rescued me. That goes into like, I mean, I could talk on hours of this, like, and not on my personal life, and I could, but like, hey, I got hours going into like stability and mental health and this and that. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Because again, growth. I'm gonna keep going back to that. That's the whole thing. Growth. I have battled with like mental demons since I was 5, and people are like, "Oh, since you were 5." I really have. 5 years old. My earliest memories of like struggling with like, who am I? We're at 5, and then usually that's like a high school thought. Like 5 years old, like. I grew up in a different household. Like I had a really cool, weird, if you will, like Brady Bunch, like family. Like
I got you.
I think I have mixed siblings.
Now, for the record, like, are you related to Skylar Diggins, or is that's not a
my sister. I have a half sister is a BS label, if I will, because I don't believe in half love. So my half siblings or her sisters, her siblings, there's no half about it. That is my sister. However, different dad, same mom. But her cousin is Skylar Diggins, and I got you. There's Carlos Diggins. I know all the Diggins, and they ball.
Yeah. I mean, if she's willing to come onto the show, I would enjoy talking to her.
But yeah, but the mental health thing, man, we could talk on it for all day, every day. And one of my bad nights, my dad, like, again, I don't want to bash him like this whole like bash your father thing because it wasn't that. It wasn't that. But like we just were, I don't know. Oil and water. But anyway, I put on rollerblades and rollerbladed to your house. Do you remember that?
Well, the one time I wasn't home, and didn't you come in there and you had like my mom brought you in. You had
I believe you set me up with
like a dinner and shit. You were having steak fries, whatever it was. I walked in. I was like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "Oh, Doug's here." I'm like, "Who's skates?" I'm like, "Yeah, but that's the type of dude you are." Like we'd always our family would always bring.
And you know what? And the cool thing about these podcasts, man, like the one I've listened to. Sadly, Rhett, I apologize. I've not listened to yours yet. However, I will. Next, like right away. But a big part of this, man, like it should not be taboo for anybody to like. This could be fun. The podcast we talk about, like the whole thing is infotainment,
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing wrong with addressing you can't get where you're going unless you trudge through some mud. You know what I mean? And I firmly believe that. And I've done it. We've all done it.
Yeah.
And we will continue to do so. And we'll continue to have worse days. And we'll continue to have better days. But, yeah, man.
The biggest thing is when you find a way to dig through that. And that's what's crazy. But I remember you went through all that, and you never faded. Like you're emotionally, mentally, you never changed who you were.
Right.
And that was pretty strong, man. That was something that I was like, damn, that's.
That almost goes back like my service industry, like the service industry job. As much as I'm a great service hospitality,
yeah,
I think it's just as much like not acting. I'm not faking anything,
right,
but knowing how to put on that smile and like put your best foot forward and not even fake it, because you should. Like you have 24 hours in a day. You can't let one little instance, and that could translate to life. You can't let 3 months, 2 years, 4 years. I'm 38. We're 38. 30. Are you 39?
I'm 39. Almost 40.
Yep. I'll be 39 May 10th. You know, we all have it in some shade, way. I have not. Okay, insomnia. I'm an insomniac to the fullest. Like I'm not saying I don't have people hit me up at 6. That's probably at 6 a.m. It's probably good they don't text me or call me at 6 a.m. But I'm that friend.
Yeah,
I'm that friend. If you need a friend at 6 a.m., I'm there. I have insomnia. I have a multitude of things. But I have how I've coped. Just knowing it's a big part of it is I'm not alone. That's a huge part of it. Like come to the realization, how do you cope with it's a chemical imbalance. Like I don't produce. It's just being real. Yeah. I don't produce
that's
serotonin.
real. It's a real thing.
Like other people. Like it's minimal amounts. I don't take medication for it. Like maybe I should, but it's more so. I know I'm not alone. Maybe when I was a teenager and didn't go through life experiences and trudge through that mud.
Yeah,
where I felt alone. Now
but at that time you weren't. That wasn't around.
No. Yeah, my come up was tough, but it shaped who I am, and I think I may not realize all the time, but like I'm kind of strong. Okay,
so what do you do? Where do you go when you get frustrated? Do you do counseling? Do you do talk to people? What are your outlets?
My outlets currently have like a very tight core of people. Like it's a very small core that kind of I feel comfortable kind of just unloading on. It just kind of sucks occasionally because you feel like you're burdening somebody. But the real ones, friends, family don't mean DNA or anything.
Yeah.
But the real ones, no matter what, they're there for you. It may scare them. They themselves may internalize it and then figure out how to cope with it. But like the real ones, you can cope with that. So I have a very small core that I kind of vent to. I think I don't have one. I've actually recently looked into therapists. I have 3 therapists to look into, and I think it would hurt any soul on earth to have not an expert that collects checks, but somebody to genuinely talk to, and then sometimes not a friend or a loved one, because it is so intimate. That's harder for them to have that. I think you need some disconnect if you're just trying to unload on a therapist, if you will, and not because,
you're making 100% sense.
So, literally, in the last month or two, I've looked into, why not? You know what I mean?
Now, I guess I don't have, this isn't the definition, but I feel like as we get older, we no longer have the ability to fight the situations we used to be able to control.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, if that makes sense.
No, I think it does. And maybe because I'm off. not in that sense, but I know I pick up entirely what you're saying. And clarity. That's kind of what you're saying with that statement. I've gone through enough BS to now, I'm no expert, but now to categorize them in their own compartments and attack things in that corner, as opposed to all at once and being jumbled up mess of a head,
No, you're right.
But
what is it? What do you go through if you're comfortable talking about it? What
the actual the physical side?
Yeah,
I don't know. The problem with me is I don't know what triggers it. Hence,
nobody knows.
Experts,
exactly. Nobody knows
because I don't.
When you're in there, what happens?
Time. For me, cold sweats. I get tremor, like I get shaky hands. But like when I say tremors, though, my whole body isn't shaking, like visibly. It sounds so weird. I go into my head, and then the panicky thing. It's not like run around panicky. It's a heartbeat, like
right,
exasperated heartbeat, and I get clammy, cold sweats and nothing. And I've been dealing with this my whole life, so that's what's weird for me. That's where I'm.
What do you mean your whole life? You mean you've been doing this for how long?
Oh man, I'm 38, like since about 5.
So you're telling me, you've been having panic attacks since then,
but not
to the extent they are now,
right? And then panic attacks. I know people that like diagnosed certain things. They get panic. Mine aren't so frequent that they're a problem.
That just means they're not diagnosed. So
right, and
so that means that you're having them.
There you go.
Yeah,
so that's it. I don't think there's anything wrong. It's taboo in this society, and I'm not even trying to bring it up to a gender.
I understand what you mean. I get it.
But guys are supposed to be strong.
I get it.
Quotes. I'm literally using air quotes.
Guys, yeah.
Guys are supposed to be strong and not in tune with their mental. And me not having solid father figures over and over and over, namesakes. I had to internalize a lot of craziness in my life that I was not able to project properly, maybe.
I get it, man.
And now that I'm a little more mature, finally, and I still have a lot of learning to go, I don't think I'm seeking out. I'm going to look into a therapist, and not that Doug's crazy. I don't know what triggers it. I don't know. I get through it a rough way. It's not I don't want anybody else listening to go through like how I beat a panic attack. I don't want anyone else to beat it the way I do. Because it's, for me, like if I look back and abandonment issues, I'm always worried about like, okay, this is a catch-22 because I'm always worried about being left. I don't know, family, friends, this and that. Like I'm always worried, like, man, but at the same time, I'm always worried about like, don't leave me as a friend. I don't know.
I got you. I understand.
But at the same time, I'm so guarded because of past experiences, and I don't know how to like completely properly take care of issues that I push people away. And I've done it for a long time. This is not.
That's amazing.
But I know it. That's what I'm getting at. I know it now. I do have that juxtaposition of, man, I need you here, but I'm afraid to love you, or you love me because of my youth. I don't know. I'm not blaming my youth. It wasn't that. It was weird, but it wasn't all bad, But it shaped me, and I think going back to that anxiety, mental health. All that is not anything that should be shoved aside or being seen as something not. It should be talked about daily.
Yeah. So last night I stood in here and it was you can call it anxiety. I was excited because I know fucking Doug Merrill from mine. So I was very excited. I laid in bed and I try to keep my I can't stop my brain from spitting. Right. And I'm used to it.
Same.
My mom,
the same motor.
She had, similar genetics. So I have restless legs, and I can't stop my body from moving. I can't. And sometimes there's certain nights. Last night was one of those. I stood here from 11 p.m. till probably like 5:30, and I stood there just moving my legs. At that, I knew I had to do it. That's what I did last night. That's what I did last night. And a lot of people don't. I don't tell a lot of people that when I have anxiety, my insomnia is I cannot stop moving. And as I get older, it's only going to get kind of worse. It's a nervous thing. So if I go bike 20 miles or I beat my body up, then I'm good. Right. But those nights I can't. Yeah, last night I wandered around. Restless. I wandered from my my living room to my kitchen for probably a solid 3.5 hours in the middle of the night. That is something that I deal with because I'm used to it.
The interesting part is yours is like a physical, like you said, you're restless leg syndrome, RLS, right?
Genetics, yeah.
Mine is the mental. I'm the opposite. I don't need to pace back and forth. I will lay on a couch, and when it sounds so depressing, but to me, it's not. Again, I've grown and I've grown maturity, and I still could talk to somebody, but it is not hard for me to lay on a couch and stare at a ceiling for 4 hours, and that's not healthy. But you know what I mean? As opposed to pace around.
No, I
My
understand that.
my
I
mind
get you.
just goes and goes. And and I was nervous about coming and doing this, but I think it's awesome. Yeah.
See, I mean, here's my thing is, everybody's scared of shit. And the best thing I ever heard, a couple quotes. I'm not gonna throw all my good quotes right now.
Of course not.
You'll care less about what people think when you realize that they don't give a fuck.
Amen. I don't know who's who anymore.
Dude, I promise you the funniest shit in the world, because I was trying to be, man, all right, so I switched my my Facebook account from because I dipped out of Facebook a couple years. I dipped into X videos. I came back.
Wait.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm back on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
X video?
Yeah, no, yeah.
We're talking
porno. Okay. I lost a lot of...
you snuck it in there.
I didn't sneak it in. I said X videos.
No, I know. I feel like
you looked at me like you didn't know that website.
Oh,
you need to bring,
I did. That's why I looked at you that way.
I spent a lot of my time.
It moved.
Hi there. This is Kyle Pops. You're live on the show. What do you know? What's going on?
Well, if you have time tomorrow, I was wondering if you could come over. I need your assistance.
I'm in.
Sold.
Pops, Doug's here. Doug would like to. Doug would like to talk to you.
Okay.
Bruce, how are you, buddy?
All right.
You hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember years ago, Kyle?
Doug is on the phone with my father.
I am on the phone with Kyle's father. Do you remember years ago? Me and Kyle were leaving. We were teenagers. We were leaving your house, and we're leaving, and you told me and Kyle, don't do anything you wouldn't do, right?
Yeah.
And Kyle goes, "Oh, don't worry, Pops. I'm just going to get hookers. We're going to get hookers. I get them half off." And I say, "Oh, don't, Bruce. He's messing up. I get them all the way off." True story. I'm not making that.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. That was Bruce. You remember having my wallet in your truck for 8 years?
Yeah. Christine ate the wallet. She does that all the time.
Christine was my dad's truck.
Between that seat and the console, and you don't find it.
Oh,
Well,
there you
I
go.
was under there cleaning out something else, and I found it.
Bruce, it's great to hear from you, my friend.
Hey, good to hear from you too.
Absolutely. This is awesome.
This is absolutely amazing. This has actually happened during the call.
I haven't hung out with Kyle in a good little time, and then I'm invited on the show, and we're talking.
Yeah.
We're talking the podcast right now, and you became a guest amongst the guests.
All right.
I tagged him. He doesn't know
Good
it,
to
but
talk to one of my kids again.
There you go.
One of my many sons.
There you go. Yes, that's how you do that. Yes, Justin's and everybody's.
Yep.
You got it, my friend. It's great to hear from you, Bruce. I'm holding the phone, so I'm gonna give the phone. You're still on air, but I'm gonna give the phone back to Kyle.
Okay.
Here he is.
all right, Pops. So you're literally live on my show. So anything that you want to say about me that people should know?
That you're the greatest son ever.
That's good. That's a good
Brandon, what do you think about that, buddy?
I feel bad. What if Brandon's listening and he goes, "Well, I'll be damned." Well, I expect you to tell him the same. That's how you got to do things. All right. Well, hey,
I can't complain. I mean, I had the world's greatest wife, my true
Yes.
love,
Yes.
my true, what do you call it? Yeah, we were meant for each other, you know?
Yep.
And you find boys that I can't complain about, that you both grew up great.
That's awesome.
So I can't complain about anything.
That was beautiful. I'm silent.
I'm happy.
Awesome.
This is the best.
I've not literally talked to I've not talked to you, Kyle, in a while. Let alone your dad.
Pops, you're live on my show. I'm recording my show
Bruce
right now.
Is gonna make the cut.
Yeah, you're gonna make the cut, Pops. You're gonna be like, because I hope you know. A last episode, I did tell the story of the porn rentals, so a lot of people have.
That's my boy.
Yes.
Just like his old man.
Yeah, even better.
All right, Popsicle, I love you. Hey, I'm gonna finish up this show, and I'm glad you jumped in. There's nothing better than the fact that you jumped in during me and Doug's show. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I concur.
Okay.
Oh, it's a great show.
Like I said, just another one of my sons.
Thank you. That's actually heartfelt. We were talking about the father. We were talking about fathers. It doesn't have to be DNA. Role models. Positive
Bingo,
man.
bango.
Yes.
All right, Pops. I love you. Hey, I'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna finish doing this show.
Okay. I love you, son.
Love you
See
too.
tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, hey, that's an amazing
That's
thing that we
crazy.
just featuring my dad. I'm
And he
keeping.
got it all real shit.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping all that in. Just there's the real shit. That's
This is real as it gets.
You can't. Hey, some
This
people
might be a little different structure than your others, though. Not in a
I
bad
don't
way.
put a structure.
Not in a bad. Well, no, it's not. But I'm saying this is gonna be like.
Oh,
what are they
just-
doing?
well, that was a hands down.
Awesome. That worked perfectly.
Well, welcome to the KQ show featuring my father. Also,
that was incredible.
DJ. All right, so Doug, we got to talk about a little bit of sports because
Let's do it.
well, you got 2.5 inches on me. I'm probably 6. I'm probably 6. Let me call me
Okay,
6.
six.
I'll call
I'm
6.
6'2",
Okay, 6,
6'3".
6'1", depending on the year. We'll
Yep.
call it 6.
That's fair.
He would score shots that humans shouldn't do. Yeah. And I didn't mean to foul you, bro. I didn't mean to. I'm just saying, like, you're doing a layup and then your body's flipped around and you're doing other shit. So
we would, and then me and Kyle are just close enough in height wise to get mashed up together over the years. I still
had to play
but
a
not
center.
like I used to. Yeah,
center on
thing.
center. We don't play that.
But I want to be like point forward.
Yeah, me too. I was right there. Get me out of here.
Yeah, but me and Kyle would always get like paired up. They had to guard each other. And Kyle would, in my day, he's make the mid-air adjustments. I'd make mid-air adjustments and then get cross-faced.
You were the hardest motherfucker to guard. I had been playing only street basketball my entire life. And I had never met somebody that could come up here. You'd be going and you'd somehow move your body. You'd
played many years, man. I only 1 year in high school of football and wrestling, a varsity wrestler, but basketball is what I did play. I was even when I was a little guy, I got down with basketball. But yeah, man, I grew up. But again, back to the siblings thing. Kenny Love, if anybody knows Adams for Adams, Kenny Love was a
baller, and you balled with it.
Exactly. I grew up in the same household with him. That's Kenny Love Sr. is my sister's dad, so Skylar Diggins family. That's who I came up with. From 13 to 18, though, I played in this league. Our last game ever, after many years, it was 5-on-4 because my team didn't show up because we were horrible. I got friends to play, and I played amongst this is off season from high school, and I played amongst the best in the area. And I was actually good. I'm not but I played in this league. River City, South Bend, Mishawaka. But 13 to 18. When you're 18, that's the last year you could play.
Yeah, and you had to jump into the guns. I got you.
Yeah.
You're in there, yeah.
Yep. So, but we had to forfeit. I signed up for John Jolly, Tim Winston. These are Adams.
You just signed up random people?
With friends, and they knew how to play until we get okay, so. Not lost in River City. Not lost 80-30.
Yeah.
We lost by 80 points. Not 80-60. We lost by 80. I took my shirt off, and I'm not a bad sportsman. I took my shirt off because I was good and I was expending my body. Kyle was fine. He wasn't in the league, but I was getting Kyle's undercutting me, breaking my neck and diving out of bounds. I took my shirt off in half court. I literally will never forget this, and I was done. I had probably a bunch of points and rebounds and steals, and everybody else was horrible. Took my shirt off, and I sat half court and watched 2 minutes play around me. That's so bad sportsmanship. But I literally watched my friends get torched. But, You remember Billy White skipping on his butt on accident?
Dude, when he fell,
Were you there for that?
Dude, he slid like a...
That just came, that was not scripted. That just came, exactly.
pounds.
120 pounds, and he fell, and it looked like a stone skipped across Lake Michigan on his butt, and he maintained his dribble.
Dude, I promise you that shit. But what was more funny is that when the lightning struck, Jason Myers goes,
"Scream like a banshee!" Okay, Kyle didn't give enough context. We're playing basketball. We're still on the same court. And the perfect is a like midsummer rain, like that beautiful rain. We all want to let it. Nah, while you're playing full court. Granted, one person is spooked a little bit more, and he happens to be 7'11" and gangly McGee. And the lightning hit, and this dude's limbs. I think the lightning hit his fingertips.
Yep, I feel like it did.
And he looked like the inflatable, waveable tube man. What are those?
Yeah, inflatable. Yeah, 100%
inflatable, waveable.
Arms waving around the world.
And screamed like a banshee. Yeah, that's a true story. I forgot all about that.
Man. Hey, Doug, can we talk about, there's been 2 times in your life in a vehicle that you've been saved. Okay.
Was that the Bronco?
The first one was the Bronco. The first one was the Bronco. And yeah, you saw...
Homes are for more.
We'll get there.
Okay. That's the second.
Yes. We'll get there. Anyway.
It clicked. I'm a little buzzed, folks. But yes, the first one is the
so
Bronco.
we're scrolling down there.
The first one is for sure
and you
the Bronco.
see, and I somehow go...
The angle was inhuman almost. Like that big vehicle, and where the deer, folks, the way that there wasn't 1 or 2 deer. It was... No. It wasn't even one family deer. It was like they had a picnic and had cousins.
It was definitely
but they were across the only way there was a gap, but not a clean that you can drive through straight. You had to turn the whole body as SUV, 45-degree angle and skirt, like magically. Like we could have reached out. I saw it slow motion. I could have reached out both windows and touched antlers. Like, oh my God. Ah! Dude. Yes,
I was sideways. And that fucking Explorer going.
And you couldn't. If you'd have sped up, we would have been screwed. If you'd have slowed down,
dude, we locked that ship straight up, and then all of a sudden Pat's calling me. Are you guys okay? I go, and I'm forward. I had skirted through 17,000 deer, and all of a sudden I'm going forward, and then you said nothing. You just looked forward.
I couldn't. I was frozen.
Yeah, man. That was the first time.
The second one. Man, should you tell it?
This motherfucker was in front of me, and he's like a home street.
It's a semi.
It's between McKinley and Jefferson.
Industrial area.
He pulls all the way to the side.
Absolutely. Hazards on.
No. Hazards on.
Hazards on.
So what does he do?
Lowered Civic.
He hits a hard left, and I'm going like 40. Okay, maybe I was going
65. Well,
and I hit it, and I'm like, and then he starts turning in front of me, so I'm like, fuck. So I hit that e-brake. I e-braked through the first driveway. We skirted around.
Man, 2 ditches?
I did.
On the one side of the street, and then the other side of the street. It also, like this last evade danger story, as opposed to the last one. This one, I was much more Dukes of Hazzard, holding on to that little latch on the window and just silent, like, that's all I could get. It wasn't even silent. It was that fart.
Yep.
But, oh my God. Yeah, like evaded 2 ditches, evaded a group of trees, jumped over 2 ditches,
Dude, the first one was the ditch. I had to go sideways across that fucking ditch because I was like, damn, we're about to lose. I was like, man, I had to pull the e-brake. I was like, we're going. I never looked at you in the I forgot you were there. I'm sorry, Doug.
I forgot.
Like, I'm sorry. I forgot you were there.
I wasn't.
I was sitting there going, man, I got to e-brake across this sideways. And then I came to that tree, the 3 trees. I had to fucking pull it and gun it.
Then go across
I had to undo the e-brake and gun it to flip around this tree.
Man, and then you remember the jackass gets out.
I didn't want to hurt him, man. He was an older guy. He was an older
this trucker guy, but he goes, you'd have been better off hitting me. 4 rims.
I sold it. I didn't even tell it. I sold it.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so the cat bought it.
Yeah, twice Kyle is like, me and Kyle have been in, and I'm not kidding you. It was so gnarly. I could have touched deer. Okay, look at this. Like, now we can paint a picture of, like, Sergio was on the podcast. Yeah. I played in a league. I played 2 games at the Soccer Zone of a flag football league with me. Yeah. I think Hector,
Hector was in the flag. Yeah. He was
Sergio, Jameson. I don't remember who else, but we were playing literally against top flight Notre Dame.
Like top teams?
No, it was Notre Dame. It was at the soccer zone.
I got you.
Notre Dame football players.
Oh, okay.
On their off days. Where
I got you. All right, that's what I was asking.
We played one game where we lined up, we played 2 games.
Yeah.
I scored our only touchdown in this soccer, but we were playing against a Notre Dame QB. They needed bodies. Me and Jameson, we were roommates at the time. We went to soccer zone. Jameson, an athlete, I'm an athlete. Let's go play flag football. Little did we know we're playing against Notre Dame off season wide receivers, a soccer player, scholarships.
Yeah, you're no matter what.
And then
stop.
They had plays on their wrists. They beat us so horribly, but I scored our only touchdown, and it was a wobbly over the middle, one hand catch. They threw it. The 2 wide receivers guarded me. Notre Dame wide receivers, 6'5", 6'6", and over the middle. Jameson scrambled one way.
He was the quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, Jameson to
the same play, yeah.
Mm.
So Jameson scrambled all the way one way, spun out like they were going to grab his flag. And this is a true story. And they were going to grab his flag, and he spun out, went all the way one direction, and he was either going to go out of bounds and got bottled up, and went back the other way and threw cross-body to me. Jumped over the one Notre Dame, 6'5" wide receiver to score the touchdown. I remember the first time I dunked. Ever was, I don't remember the year. So when I say I remember, but I was my height, but much lighter and athletic, and I went full court. Somebody stole the ball or something. I was the lead guy, full court. They threw the long court past me.
Yeah, you get it.
Caught it, and I just went for it. My first time, and I did, and I dunked.
You slammed on somebody?
I actually threw it down. No. It was a full. It was a fast break. Fast break.
Still good.
But Travis Hines is Adams alumni, and he wasn't even a good basketball player, but he was out there. He's like, oh no, if Doug's dunking, we're done. So
you did throw it down mid game. You threw it down mid game. You did throw it down mid game.
In game, not on anybody, but in game.
All right, let me ask you a question. What there was one day I woke up, man. My last day I worked.
Right. In Earth. Hold on. This is where the podcast is turning.
I can't. This is why I can't have you in the room.
I was so sincere when I said it. I was trying to be real, and I couldn't. I was trying to be serious. I looked at you with conviction.
I don't have an answer for that.
Yes. Oh my God, dude. We need a mediator.
So now, man, Craig's Craig.
What are we doing? What are we actually doing? We're shouting at the mic.
Hey, check it out. Look. If you're sealing this story for everybody else, tell them.
We've been whack jobs for a few little moments where no one will hear him. Point is, man, you're not alone. Success can be measured by many, many, many things. It's not a money thing. It's not a degree thing. It's not an entrepreneur thing. All those, and if they are those for you, it's amazing.
We had a blast. I love it. Bingo bango.
Bingo bango. Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, get in there.
Everybody who has shaped me in life, I won't name names, cannot. You're all loved. I hope you do well. And you're not alone. And hey, man, talk to somebody. That's it.
The best thing that I've learned tonight is that we're able to have a bunch of fucking fun. We had a blast. I love it.
I wouldn't say it any other way, man.
Thank you again for listening to the KQ Show.
I can show you the world.
Shining, shimmering splendor. Pete and repeat. We're in a boat. Pete fell out. Who's left?
Repeat.
Pete and repeat. We're in a boat. Pete fell out. Who's left?
Repeat.
Pete and repeat. We're in a boat. Pete fell out. Who's left?
Repeat.